We're going live. We're going live. And I think we're live. Well, am I live now? Yes, I'm live. Welcome everybody to the first episode of Renaissance Radio, the podcast. I am the XL and we are live right now. I'm going to start by explaining what this podcast is. And I need to remember to look in that way. I'll keep looking at myself. I need to look there. Renaissance Radio, what is it? What is it? Are we definitely live? Yes, we are. Renaissance Radio, I decided to make a podcast because I do my content. I do my Assassin's Creed videos and I'm working on the bigger stuff. And sometimes I do an Assassin's Creed video and then there's no news. There's no AC Mirage news for ages. You know how it is. And then I'll be waiting for news. There's no news. And maybe during this time, I am working on a bigger video, such as my most recent Elder Scrolls Travels Cancelled Oblivion PSP game video that I did. Maybe I'll be working on something like that. And that takes about, I don't know, a week to make, maybe, to script, to edit, to put together. I don't want to have no content coming out on my channel more than once a week, if that makes sense. I want to at least have something out once a week. That matched with the successful live stream we had last week, I thought, why don't I start something I can do regularly? I don't have to put tons of work into a podcast. And I thought, why don't I do it live? Because then I don't have to edit it because it's all here. It's all here and it goes straight out. And also, I just think doing stuff live is better because I get to talk to you guys during the actual content. You know, you guys usually on my videos, you comment afterwards. But when we're doing a live stream, you can comment or, you know, speak in the chat while I'm going and I can talk back to you guys. And again, my eyesight is very bad when I don't wear my glasses, so it's all very blurry to me. But somebody says, hello, Exile. Hello, how are you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. Now, I will address that I know I'm wearing a coat indoors right now. I know I'm wearing a coat, and that is because I'm cold. And you know how expensive the heating is these days. I don't like to have my heating on more than a few hours a day. So I'm wearing a coat right now, but I kind of think it kind of matches, you know, it kind of looks good. It kind of looks good, you know. Yeah. If anyone is watching me right now, let me know in the chat if you can hear me all good, you can see me all good. I'm pretty sure you can, but it's good for, you know, if the audio is too low, I can bump it up. I can turn it up louder. If it's too quiet, no, if it's too loud, I can reduce the audio. So let me know how everything sounds and we'll get into this. Now, today, based on the title, based on the thumbnail, we will be talking about Assassin's Creed Mirage, and I just kind of wanted to talk about what do I think is going on with it in general, because it's been a bit weird. It's been a little bit weird overall, you know? It was announced in September. That was a long time ago. We've not seen anything since. We haven't seen gameplay, and I know I talk about this a lot, but I just kind of want to do a deep dive today in what I think Ubisoft is planning to do with releasing, with, you know, giving us new news, maybe gameplay, that sort of thing, and maybe we can then go into, you know, how the game might be when it releases. Will it be good? Do I really think it'll be good? Like, not like how I say in my videos, because obviously I have to be very specific in my videos, and I plan what I'm going to say. This is going to be more of a conversation type thing. You know, what do I really think? And you guys can let me know your questions, what you think about Mirage. We can talk about it and stuff like that. And I'm going to have a quick look at the chat. And what I'm going to say is with, you know, you guys in the chat, if I'm on a proper, like a mad one with the conversation, and I'm saying a really good point, and I think, you know, I just need to get through this point, I'll have like dedicated times where I look in chat, reply to you guys, so I won't be always looking in chat if I'm, you know, focusing on a point, because I don't want to distract myself and lose the flow of the podcast. But I will jump back into looking at chat and replying to you guys as we go. Now, I'm going to be going for about an hour today. I would go longer, but I've got dinner reservations later on. Not by myself. I'm not lonely. No, not by myself. I'm just going with a few people later on. So it's going to be about an hour. Now I will look in chats, and there's a few people of you who've said some stuff. Hello. You've also got glasses. Yeah, I should wear them really right now. The thing is, it glares, like the lighting, reflection glare comes off my glasses, and you know, you'll be able to see my screen on my glasses and all this. And also, I don't usually wear my glasses out in public anyway. And even though I'm at home right now, I suppose you could say this is public because it's on the internet. You can hear the sound is okay. Good to hear. Good to know. Yeah, good to hear. I don't think we are getting Mirage till October. Interesting. All right, well, we'll start there. And there is also some information John de Worm left in the chat earlier on, which I'm going to get to. Yeah, I look good with glasses. I appreciate that. Thank you. I do appreciate that. But I hate wearing them in public now because one of my friends, 2 people actually said this to me recently. I sent a Snapchat picture to one of my mates. And he looks at the, and I was just doing a stupid face. I was like staring at the camera like that, really close. Had my glasses on, right? And he responds with just an image, and it was identical to me with the glasses. I couldn't believe it. And can you guys guess who the person was? It was famous serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. And I thought, oh my god, I literally have Jeffrey Dahmer's glasses. Like, I'm not even joking, they're literally exactly the same. I didn't realise, before the Netflix show, I never really knew who he was. So it's not like I got the same ones delivered or anything like that. And yeah, I saw that picture and I literally looked identical to Jeffrey Dahmer, and I was like, nah, I can't be wearing these in public. But I don't really care, I wear them at home. When I'm working on the computer and all that, I'll wear my glasses. But maybe we'll put them on later. Who knows? Could you make a video or review Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War, and the DLC? Interesting. Yeah, I might do that in the future. I played Shadow of Mordor ages ago when it came out. And I never played Shadow of War. Not that I didn't want to, I just literally never got around to playing it. And I don't know anything about it, to be honest with you. I don't know whether it was deemed as a good game, deemed as a bad game, anything. I literally know nothing about Shadow of War, but it's on my list to play at some point, and I will play it. And when I play it, I'll make a video about it, I'm sure. That's probably not coming anytime soon, but it will come at some point. That is cruel. Yeah, what, Jeffrey Dahmer? I know it's cruel. Good job I'm not offended easily, but I thought to myself, okay, maybe I need a new pair of glasses. Yeah, so what was it? Somebody said something about Mirage releasing. I'm very blind, guys. Yazan says, I don't think we're getting Mirage till October. Yeah, we'll start there. You very well might be right. I think the August, the rumored August release is probably likely, but if it's already been internally delayed, then who knows? It could be delayed till the year after. Who knows? I don't think it will be delayed until 2024 or anything like that. I don't think that's the case because obviously we've got Avatar 2 coming out, and I think there's some other games coming out, around 2024 for Ubisoft, and those are also big games they're going to want to put marketing into, want to make their own, they're going to want to push those. So if they're Assassin's Creed games coming out at the same time, it's going to be a confliction, and I suppose that's not good marketing. So I think regardless of whether the game's finished or not, they are going to push it out the door in 2023. I think October, it could be likely from what you said in chat. It could come out in October, but I suppose that's all speculation, isn't it? What we do know at the moment is it's leak confirmed, you know what I mean, internally delayed until August when it was originally going to be released in a couple months. I think Ubisoft always knew they weren't going to release it in March, because it doesn't sound right. Do you know what I mean? They announced it in September, and we haven't seen any gameplay. No gameplay came out, nothing new, and they were planning to release it in March or something. It just doesn't sound right, does it? You know what I mean? All right, April, May maybe, but still, we would have seen it at least. I would have thought in December or something. So, but then why say it's coming out in the first half of 2023 or the first quarter, whatever they said? Now, yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. Just going in depth on what do I think is going on. Now, firstly, I suspect, only based off of what I've talked about, what I've seen other people talk about, and what we know from the company and stuff, I kind of suspect that it leaked, didn't it, just before the Ubisoft showcase in September. The game leaked, and they thought, oh well, there's no point hiding it. We'll just we'll announce it, I suppose. And then, well, they announced it on their website with concept art. From there, a week later, they showed the trailer. Now, I wonder, could be wrong, but I wonder if that was never leaked, AC Mirage was never leaked, would they have announced it? A trailer was clearly ready, so probably, but it just seems very strange the way that their sort of tactics with announcing it to when it will release. It just seems a bit weird, like a little bit, not planned out properly. Or maybe we're completely wrong and they're genius masterminds and this is all the plan. But I don't know, if you look at other games, yeah, sure, you see CGI trailers for games and you don't see actual trailers till years later. But when, I think a company plans to release a game in the months leading, months after a trailer is announced, less than a year, you usually see a trailer, then not long after you see another trailer, then not long after you see another trailer, maybe a gameplay preview or whatever, and we're just not getting that. And it's very, very strange. I'm looking at chat right now. Looking at chat for some. Wow, there's a lot of you guys in the chat today. There's a lot more viewers than last time. That's pretty sick, man. It's because I'm talking about AC Mirage. That's why. That's the thing. As soon as you talk about Assassin's Creed Mirage, it somehow just gets tons of views. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I was working on, obviously, my most recent, big project. I know I did that. It is a big project. That Oblivion video I did. I'm very proud of how it did. Yeah, it hasn't got 1,000 views yet, but I know it will eventually and stuff like that. And then the next day or a couple days later, I did a quick video on Mirage because I had some news to say, and it does so many views so quick. I think it got it's nearly 4,000 views in 2-3 days, and it's just crazy how, I suppose it's just because it's a popular series and there's so much hype around the game. Anyway, just looking in the chat. I'm just looking in the chat. I will respond to all of you guys, but I'm just quickly looking in the chat to see if anyone's saying anything about AC Mirage so I can carry on the conversation about that. So that's the shoot. Should I just put my glasses on? The chat is bigger over here. Let me read it here. Skull and Bones, honestly, not to be good with the rumors and stuff. Sometimes I think I have dyslexia or something. I don't think I do, but sometimes I think I do. I think it's the pressure of knowing I'm live, knowing there's people watching me, and then having to read it in a quick succession. Also, this is only the second time I've ever streamed, so I've got to get used to it. Yeah, it leaked, but it was going to get announced anyway. Yeah, because it was the main thing in the show. The showcase would have been only titled with. Yeah, I get you. It would have been announced anyway. That's what I believe as well. I just wonder why was it announced so early, That's what I wonder. I don't think it needed to be announced so early. Yeah, it's cool for me. I got to make loads of videos about it, and it was very random for me and stuff. But in general, I just wonder why it was announced so quickly. I wonder if they felt as if they needed something to announce at that time, PR-wise or something. Maybe the investor, whole drama with the investors leaving, that sort of thing, less money. Maybe behind the scenes that was already starting to happen, and they thought, you know what, we need to show investors that we still have what it takes to make a lot of money. So maybe they, pay, I think they're called Digic Studios or Digic Foundry or something like that, the people that make the CGI trailers for Assassin's Creed. They might hit them up real quick, we need a trailer, this is what it's going to be, blah, blah, blah. A couple months later, the trailer comes out. Maybe they did it not really with a plan, and that's why, their plan was to, and this is all speculation, I could be completely wrong, but it's something to think about. Perhaps they thought, we need investors back on board before this goes public, and it's only going public now. So they get this trailer out as quick as they can, and they announce it in September. What a better time than to do that. And maybe they did the whole Ubisoft show. I can't remember. Ubisoft Forward, was it called? I can't even remember at this point. Maybe it was all a PR stunt for their to get more investors on board. Maybe. And that's why they announced it early. And that's why we haven't seen any gameplay so far, because the game wasn't ready to be shown. And then months later, here we are. How many months has it been? September, October, November, December, January. Almost 5. Oh my god, that's crazy. I didn't even realise. What, I suppose almost 4 or 5 months since we've seen the announcement and we still haven't seen gameplay. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't realise how long it has been. There you go. It's been a long time. And I think that could be maybe something towards why we haven't seen gameplay or another trailer or anything. Maybe that's what it is. It was a whole thing for them, and now we're recently hearing about investors pulling out, stuff like that. It's all becoming more public now. So perhaps that was the reason. Now, the internal delay could just be, it just wasn't far enough along the line as they thought it would be. Or, they encountered more issues. These things happen. You can't really get mad at a company for delaying a game by a couple months. If it's going to make the game better, then it is what it is. I'd rather wait a bit longer and then have that game for the rest of my life and it be better. You know what I mean? Yeah, that sort of thing. And there's loads more comments in the chat than I thought there would be. So if I miss anything, I do apologise. But I'll have a quick look. I'll be looking back and forth and responding to people. They had to put something for the 15th anniversary. Well, there you go. There's another thing. I suppose the AC Origin 60 FPS update for next gen would not have been enough for the 15-year anniversary. To be honest, I thought there was going to be something more for the 15-year anniversary. And also, I really expected to see gameplay at the September showcase. Maybe I was just being deluded. Maybe. I didn't really think about it too much. I just thought, oh yeah, we'll see a trailer. We'll probably see a little gameplay presentation. And we just saw the CGI. And then after that, I was like, no gameplay. Are you serious? No gameplay. And, but then a lot of people in the comments have said, well, of course they weren't going to show gameplay. So maybe I wasn't thinking properly, I think they don't want to repeat on players' reaction on Valhalla gameplay. So what, are you saying that it's very close to Valhalla in the way the game plays and they're scared to show gameplay? Maybe you're right. Thing is, what can you do about that? The game plays how it plays, and they're going to have to show it sometime or another if they want to sell it and they want to make money. You might be right. At the same time, I feel like, of course, there was a negative reception to Valhalla. But I think if you look on one hand, the negative reception to Valhalla, and Odyssey and Origins we can say, but more Odyssey and Valhalla, then you look at the positive reception probably still is more than the negative reception. I think probably a lot of people still think it's the best Assassin's Creed, especially with Odyssey as well. And I think there's more people now playing these newer games that weren't interested in the original. Well, I say the older ones, so they don't have as much of an understanding of why we liked the older ones. And then they go back and play the older ones after playing the newer ones, and they say, well, why did people like the older ones? The newer ones are all about leveling up and exploring the world, and doing fetch quests and this and that, skill points. So why do people like the older ones when all you did was just go from maybe a few little activity missions here and there, but mostly just the story? I don't get it, because they didn't play it to start with. They don't. I'm not, when I say they, I think a big group of people see it this way. They don't quite understand, going back, why we were drawn into the series in the first place, because they were drawn into the series in a different way. I'd say drawn into the series, I suppose more drawn into Odyssey and Valhalla. I don't really know where I'm going with that. Someone says, I pretend Odyssey doesn't exist. Yeah, I get you. I kind of feel the same. It's hard to ignore it sometimes, but sometimes you just got to. I laugh sometimes. I laugh when people in the comments of my videos or other videos say, oh, Odyssey was my favourite game. Listen, if that was your favourite, fair enough. If that was your favourite game, I'm not gonna ridicule you for that, but I just think, how was it your favourite game? And sometimes they say favorite game ever, like not just in Assassin's Creed ever. And I think you must not have played many games. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand it, because in my opinion, I made a video on it, didn't I? Not too long ago. It was how to make what would my ideal Assassin's Creed be if it had to be an RPG, and I did I suppose critique Odyssey quite a lot in that video, just because it was a good groundworks of what not to do as opposed to what you should do, or what I think you should do. And a lot of my points in there, even when I had to kind of remind myself of why I didn't like Odyssey, because it had been so long since I properly thought about it. More as I didn't play it, but I watched a lot of gameplay of it, I watched a lot of reviews on it, and then I kind of reminded myself, oh yeah, that's why I didn't like it. That's why I forgot about it for so long. That's why I pretended it didn't exist. And I scripted out and everything. Mate, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I can't even remember. Where was I going with that? I don't know. But I literally don't even know what I was trying to say with that. I don't know. But basically, it's a shit game. Oh, I know why. People were saying that's their favourite. And the more I was talking about, when I was scripting that video, the more I was saying about why it's not really that good. That really made me think, oh yeah, people say that Odyssey's their favourite game, but like, how? Because this does this badly, and there's so many other games that do it way better. And it's like, have you just not played those games? Like, I think if you've played The Witcher 3 to completion and you enjoy that game, is it even possible to enjoy Odyssey? I don't know. I bet once this live stream has ended and it's been up for a week, a month, I'm going to get a few comments going, oh my god, you just don't understand Odyssey. You just don't get it. You're just not clever enough to understand. It's this big world. It's literally an Odyssey. And you go around doing this, and like Cassandra's the best character. And I don't want to hear it, alright? Nah, I'm joking. You can say what you want, mate. It's fine. We all have our own opinions. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, we will get back to Mirage and stuff like that. I will have another look in chat right now. They're making a Valhalla DLC into a full $60, $70 game, and probably announced it with barely any assets. Maybe. I mean, I don't think it's not $60, is it? It's like, I think it's like $50 because obviously I'm in England and we do it by pounds, and it's like £40, which a full price new game in England would be £50 to £60. I think they've gone up now to £60. So if it's $70 in America or whatever for a game, 60, so it's probably $50, right, for Mirage? Of course, that means it's going to be a smaller game. But then you look at Revelations, and Revelations was a very small game story-wise. Like, it was one of the shortest games in the series, and that was full price. So what justifies a lower price point? You have got to wonder, how small is AC Mirage? Like, how small is this? And I did see a comment on one of my recent videos, and they said they know someone who's like an intern at Ubisoft, and the intern has heard through working there that Mirage is literally going to have a 4-hour story. Bro, I don't really believe that, just because you know, Ubisoft want a large player base. They want lots of concurrent players. Concurrent. So if it was going to be a really short game, people will play it and they'll be done with it. So I feel like it wouldn't be good for investors. So I can't imagine it being that short. At the same time, if it is a fairly cheaper game, then maybe it is. Maybe it's literally like the shortest game. Like, maybe I'm going to live stream it when the game comes out. This is kind of what all this stuff is also practiced for, with live streaming. So when I play Mirage, there's no issues when I stream it. Maybe we'll finish it within one live stream. Like, who knows? Maybe it is a 4-hour long game. I don't know. We'll find out. I think. Well, I play Revelations, and it's my favorite game in the series. One of my favorite games of all time, because of the writing, because of the story, because of Ezio, because of wrapping up his story, because of I love it. Right. That was a very short game. You know, if you just want to play the main storyline, you can finish it in, 8 hours, something like that. I remember even when I first played it, I finished it in a couple of days, and even being 10 years old at the time, I was shocked at how short it was. But I wasn't upset because it was so good. But it was still about 8-9 hours. If it's gonna be like 4 hours long Mirage and we finish it in a day, hey, listen, if the writing is amazing, it's proper Assassin's Creed, it's really good and everything, then that's cool. But will I be disappointed? It being 4 hours long, maybe. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know at that point. Around 8 to 12 hours, yeah, that's probably more likely. That makes a lot more sense. 8 to 12 hours. I would say probably closer to 8 than it would be to 12. Maybe 12 if you do, a few side missions, because there's always side missions in AC games. AC2, AC Brotherhood, Relation. Obviously, they're not massive. And I don't think there'll be kind of big sort of side stories like maybe AC3 had in the Frontier, if you remember those, like the Homestead missions. I don't think it'd be anything like that, crazy. It might just be like real quick little side missions and little side stories and that sort of thing. So maybe if you did all those, it would be like 12 hours. If you were just to do main story and not really synchronize viewpoints, not really to kind of explore the city and do everything you could do, maybe 6 to 8 hours. Again, that's all speculation, but that makes sense to me. Yazan, sorry, I hope I'm saying your name right. Yazan. I don't know. I'm very bad with pronunciations, but don't take offense. I think it's cheap because they think it's not 100 hours repetitive. Yeah. Humongous map. That's a thing. People who loved Valhalla, loved Odyssey, might be then expecting a massive 100-hour game with a massive world. So when they don't get what they're expecting, they could get backlash from that side of the AC community. So maybe that's also why it's a lot cheaper to kind of show, listen, we're saying it's a short game before you buy it. It's clear, so don't get mad. It might be something like that. Now, before we get back into Mirage stuff, it's kind of Mirage still. At the top of my chat, before I went live, I don't know when he or she posted this. Jormdy Worm. See you in my comments quite a lot, Jormdy Worm. Welcome back. He said, or she said, I don't know. Yesterday, they read an article stating that a well-known leaker who is usually right said Ubisoft plans to release 4 AC games in 2023, namely Assassin's Creed Nexus. I might have to look that up real quick, because how have I never heard of AC Nexus? I don't even know what that is. Assassin's Creed Mirage, Assassin's Creed Jade, Assassin's Creed the Netflix show, most likely in that order. Yeah, probably. AC Mirage is, as we know, it's going to come in 2023. I need to look up in a second what AC Nexus is. How have I not heard of that? Someone let me know in the chat what that is. I'll look it up in a minute anyway. Assassin's Creed Jade. I mean, we've seen leaked. People are playtesting that at the moment. We've seen loads of leaked gameplay for AC Jade. I don't really like talking about that game because it looks absolutely shit. Oh, I hope I didn't swear within the first minute of this video, otherwise it will get demonetized. I didn't really think about it. Maybe. Not that I'll make any money off this video, but you got to keep up appearances so YouTube don't get mad at you. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't really talk about AC Jade because it doesn't look very good. Because AC Jade, for those of you that do not know, it is a iOS exclusive, well, I don't know if it's iOS, might be on Android as well, but it's a mobile exclusive Assassin's Creed game developed. I'm not sure if it's developed by Tencent or published by them or what, but it's basically a Chinese propaganda game. Tencent is a major gaming company, specifically mobile, in China, from what I understand, and they are trying to buy out a lot of game companies. They're trying to work with these big companies. The only reason I say propaganda, it may listen, I might be wrong, it might not be propaganda, but there's a lot, I won't say too much to be too controversial, but there's a lot of bad stuff going on within the Chinese government. And, we've all heard about it, like the whole concentration camps and everything. And I'm not going to go into that, but there's a lot of bad stuff. And it's not just that. There's been bad stuff going on in China for a long time. So when I hear about that stuff, I don't usually like to support, these conglomerate companies from China. Of course, I probably do without knowing it, like buy something I've bought. This coat is probably made in China, so I probably can't really say much. But if I can be consciously aware, I don't usually like to support these big Chinese companies, because who knows what their work conditions are like, who knows, what they believe politically within China and stuff like that. So this Tencent company, this major Chinese corporation, working with Ubisoft, firstly, that makes me see Ubisoft as a lesser. I mean, they couldn't get much worse in my opinion anyway after the whole allegations, but it just adds to the fire to me. Oh, now they're working with Tencent, the major conglomerate company. So when I see them, making a game, I mean, Chinese history is so interesting. I don't really know much about it, but I know Chinese history is so interesting, because China is it's so different to the West, and it always was. Especially so in the past. So I know a game set in ancient China would be amazing, but I don't believe Tencent and Ubisoft can make a good Assassin's Creed game set in China, especially seeing it's a mobile game, especially seeing it looks just like Odyssey, and especially seeing it's a mobile game. It's probably going to be free, which means it's just going to be packed with microtransactions. Now, I understand microtransaction... Sorry. I'm mumbling here. I understand microtransactions within free games, free-to-play games, because you got to make money, and if it's free, I understand that. But I just know how in your face it's going to be. Also, I don't play games on my mobile. Anyway, my opinion on AC Jade is that it looks a bit shit. I won't be playing it because I don't want to support the Tencent, and also because it doesn't look very good. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, and the Netflix show coming out in 2023, as John DeWorm says in the chat. Maybe it could happen if it is to come out on Netflix this year. It'll be the end of the year because we haven't seen a trailer. It reminds me of Mirage. End of the year, we haven't seen a trailer. I just dropped something. Yeah, so I think it will come out at the end of the year if we're gonna get it this year. But again, we might not get the Netflix show until 2024. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, but I do wonder, what is the Netflix show gonna be? Someone here said, Dan, hey man, I remember you from last time. Dan Nerd, how you doing, my friend? Is Netflix stuff animated or live action? That I do not know. I think it's probably going to be live action. I think it's probably, well, I mean, I would assume that. I don't know. I wonder if it's going to be a new character, I hope it is. If they try and make Ezio live action or Desmond live action and recreate a story, I think that could just be absolutely terrible. I think what they need to do is, the safe option is to probably do it a new character, a new story, and try and stay true to the source material of Assassin's Creed. The tenets of the Creed, the ones who came before. Characters that already exist in the world. Try and stay true to it, unlike the Assassin's Creed 2016 movie that was all over the place. I haven't watched that since it came out, so I probably should give it a rewatch. I mean, I liked it at the time because I was 15 and it was Assassin's Creed. I remember watching it and thinking, oh my god, this is amazing. AC Nexus was not announced by Ubisoft. Alright, I need to look this up. I don't know what this is. I need to look this up right now. I'm typing with one hand. Assassins... I'm looking it up. Assassin's Creed... It rings a bell. Assassin's Creed Nexus. It's just come up with Nexus mods. That's so funny. What is AC Nexus? Assassin's Creed Nexus is the working title for an upcoming installment in the Assassin's Creed series. Oh, it's the VR one. Oh, yeah. I've heard about that. My cousin told me about that. Yeah, AC Nexus. I do know what it is. The VR game. Yeah, man. I don't know what could that be. Just a bit of fighting, a bit of climbing. You know what I mean? I don't think it will be a fully fledged AC story. I think it will just be climb the viewpoint, jump into the hay, assassinate the target within a little area, and it would just be levels. I don't think it'll be anything big. That will be cool, I'm not going to lie. That'll probably be quite cool. Again, it depends how they execute it, It depends. I don't really have much to say about that. Hey, Jorm, you're back. What are you saying, man? What are you saying? I'm looking. I have a chat box there, and I have a chat box over there on 2 screens, so I'm trying to keep up. Not sure if you already figured it out, but next is going to be, yeah, thanks. I think the chat, when you guys see me, it's like a minute delayed, so... between April 2023 and March 2024, there will be a VR game for... Oh, okay, you're telling me again. Yeah. Thank you guys. You do too much for me, as they say. Sorry was gone for a bit. Lol, just watched it back. Good to see you, my friend. Jorm the Worm. Am I correct in thinking that Jorm the Worm was one of the Templar targets in AC Valhalla? Am I right? I need to look that up right now. I swear it was. It was the guy that goes to America, right? Oh, not America, but Vinland, right? Was it not? And you assassinate him and he's got the apple, or whatever he's got, the crystal. I swear. I just need to look this up right now. Jorm the Worm. It's not coming up for me. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I'm so wrong. Oh, Jorm the Worm is like a game. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. What was that guy's name? He was something the Worm, wasn't he? Anyway, could you live stream AC Netflix series? I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of copyright on infringements on my hands if I'm going to live stream an AC Netflix show. To be honest with you, it sounds like that's probably not allowed. But maybe I could give my thoughts, my reactions. I can make a little video like, oh, I just watched episode 1 of the AC Netflix series. What did I think? Where do I think it's going? I could do that. Maybe I could talk about it on the pod. Also, I never said, why did I name this podcast Renaissance Radio? Now, the reason I named it that is because I couldn't think of anything else. I was throwing names about here and there. Hidden Blade Cast, and I was like, nah, bro, that is cringy. I can't be calling it Hidden Blade Cast. I was just coming up with all these like weird names. I was like, nah. So Renaissance, like AC2 is from the Renaissance period and stuff, and radio sounds cool. Renaissance Radio. I thought, you know what, mate, let's do it. Let's just call it that and see what happens. And yeah, so things could be subject to change. Who knows? Maybe I'll be like, you know what? That's a bad name. Let's just rebrand it, and I'll change the logo, change the name. Maybe. Who knows? Let me know what you think on the name. Maybe I'll do a community post, like a poll. Do you guys like the name for this or what? Maybe. Also, guys, if you guys ever have any questions about me, because we talk about AC, but I want to get to know you guys a lot better. And I want you guys to get to know me too. If that's what you want, Sorry, I have really bad indigestion right now. Because I just ate before we recorded. But yeah, because this podcast is going to be, talking about AC, talking about games, but it's also going to be talking about whatever I want to talk about, or whatever we want to talk about, We can chill, we can have a laugh, we can do what we want. But it is quite easy just to talk when there's a lot of people saying their own thoughts in the chat. That's why I wanted to do it live. Nexus Mods 2, when you looked it up, you got Nexus Mods. Yeah, it just made me laugh because I wasn't expecting to see it. I just saw Assassin's Creed Nexus Mods. It's quite funny. They probably use characters from the comic for the show. To be fair, imagine if it was, what's it called? Desmond's son. By the way, you probably think, based off of my channel, that I know everything about Assassin's Creed, like everything. I never read any of the comics. I know that, the story with Juno or whatever it was, wrapped up in the comics, and there was Desmond's son or something like that, but I've never read it. I don't even know, mate. I don't even know. You guys probably know more than me, to be honest with you, when it comes to all the lore. Obviously, I know the game stuff. I know everything about all the game stuff, but all the, comic stuff, I don't know. But yeah, maybe the AC Netflix show is going to be, lost my train of thought. Desmond's son. Maybe it's going to be Desmond's son. It could be. I think something like that makes a lot of sense. It's a character you already know, Desmond, but, it's not Desmond, it's his son. So you're being drawn into a piece of the puzzle you never knew, or something like that. And that way, you could still use Desmond's ancestors. Now, again, I don't want to see characters we've seen in games because, well, I don't know. I personally, if I was to write the show, I wouldn't have characters that have already existed in the series, like, Ezio, like Altair, like Connor, like Edward, you know, we've seen it. I want to see something new, something good that could become its own iconic thing. And I do wonder, will the Netflix show incorporate, you know, will the writers of the Netflix show understand what made AC to start with? Or will they kind of look at the newer games and be like, it's just history and there's a few assassins? You know what I mean? Like, I would be curious to know how they would approach writing the story. Would it be more the tenets of the creed, what it means to be an assassin, but really what it means to fight the fight you fight, and why are they the good guys and the Templars are the bad guys, or are they really the good guys, or did I just say good gays? I meant good guys, okay? I meant good guys. Or are they really the bad guys? It's all philosophical debating and stuff like that. I feel like a TV show could really do that well. Whether they do or not, that's up to them, isn't it? Maybe you should change your name from Gorm, that's it, Gorm the Worm, you know. Yeah, I saw Jorm, or, oh my god, I knew it was something like that. Yeah, something the Worm. Wow, it's very close, isn't it, Gorm the Worm? Maybe you should change your name. Listen, man, you do what you want to do. If you want to change it, change it. If you want to keep it, keep it. But keep your profile picture, because it's funny. It's like little worm. It's funny. Yeah, anyway. That's funny. I can just see my delayed self just chatting away in the corner of my screen. We've been going for 41 minutes. Oh my god. We're gonna... What time is it? It's 20 to 5 for me right now. It's evening. Well, it's late afternoon. I always do wonder, what do you class as evening? Is it 4 p.m? Is it 5 p.m? Or is it 6 p.m? I usually start calling it evening. It's different. In the winter, when it's really dark early, I always consider it evening by like 4 p.m. because it's... To be fair, it's not actually that dark outside, but I always consider it to be like that. Whereas in the summer, when it stays light until like 9 p.m, I kind of consider the evening to start being around, 6:30? You know what I mean? It's random, man. It's random. It's all human behavior, just acting erratically. What? I don't know. I should have got a drink of water before I sat down. Oh well. Yeah, I'm going out for dinner later on, and I'm gonna get a massive burger, mate. I'm gonna a massive burger. I always, when I go to a restaurant, I get one of either three things. I get a pizza, I get a burger, or I get a steak. And that's literally the extent of my taste in food. When it comes to restaurants, I like loads of stuff, but if I'm going out, that's literally the only choice I have. I really should be more adventurous. I just don't want to go out for a meal, pick something I'm a bit risky because I don't know if I'll like it, and then like not enjoy the food, and then you've got to pay for it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just what it is, mate. I am fairly I'm fairly adventurous when it comes to food. However, at the same time, I'm not. I don't know what I'm talking about. Do I eat vegetables? What a question, my friend. What a question. AC podcast. First question, do you eat vegetables? Yeah, of course. You have to. I sound like an American. What do you mean? Was I doing an accent, man? I'm joking. Yeah, I'm English, man. I'm not American. That's interesting. Do I sound American? No. I don't sound American. Maybe some... Oh, Dan says that's the joke. Bro, why am I so slow? Oh my god, that's embarrassing, man. Mate, you're r/whoosh, bro. r/whoosh. I literally just went right over my head. And it went over someone else's head in the chat as well. Yes, I do sound American because I'm talking about pizza or burger. You're very funny. Yeah. Why did I want to become a YouTuber? I still don't really see myself as YouTuber. I don't know why. I suppose you could say it is. I am a YouTuber, I suppose. I've made videos that people watch, and I'm literally live streaming right now. I just don't see. I don't know. Why did I want to make videos? Well, here's something you definitely don't know because I've never said. I've been doing YouTube videos for like 7 years. Like, I'm not even joking. I've been doing it for ages. I started when I was like 15 or 16 or something. And I was making gaming videos on a completely different channel. Went by a different name. And I was like 15, 16, so they were like the cringiest, embarrassing, like awful videos you've ever seen. And I would talk about Skyrim Remastered on the PS4, because Skyrim Remastered, or Skyrim Special Edition, was coming out on the PS4. This was when I was making these videos, like before that game had come out on the PS4 and Xbox One. And I was doing these clickbait titles like, will Skyrim Remastered have DLC? But I wouldn't say, will it have DLC? I'll say Skyrim Remastered on the PS4 is getting a DLC. And then in the thumbnail, I'd have like Todd Howard's face with a speech bubble saying, it's coming next year. And like people would think it's really coming and they'd watch it. And then I'd literally be rambling with my like little high-pitched 15-year-old voice like, hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about if there's going to be DLC. And then people would like dislike bomb my video. And to be honest, mate, I was a little shit. So I don't blame them for disliking my video because I literally just lied. Like, yeah, you can clickbait maybe a little bit to get a few views. Like, sometimes I do it. You got to play the game. You got to play the game. That's just the way it goes. You have to do it if you want to get people watching and stuff. But you can't lie. You have to just make the truth sound more appealing. You got to say, like my most recent one, warning, bad news for Assassin's Creed Mirage, or will it something like that. And it's not a warning, it's fine, but you know, it's you're a little bit, you're adding to it to make people watch, and that's fine because you're not lying. It's still a good video and it's the truth. Whereas when I was younger, I was making these majorly clickbait videos. Anyway, I was in school still, and a load of my friends found out about the videos, and I say friends. My friends were cool, but a lot of people in my year at school found out about my old videos when I was 15, 16, and they started like taking the piss out of me. Like they'd come up to me at school and they'd like say things I'd said, like, oh, and I'd be like, oh my god. And obviously, if that was the case today, I wouldn't give a frick what people think about me, mate. I'll just do it. That's why I'm doing it. But back then, I was a lot more insecure, a lot more self-conscious because I was a young teenager. And I just packed it in. I stopped doing YouTube videos. And do you know what? I should have kept it up because I actually was doing okay. Okay, I only had like 300 subscribers. However, I was getting like not thousands and thousands, but like my most popular video got like 30k views. It's actually quite similar to the channel now, this channel, The Exile. I was getting like a few thousand views per video and stuff. But anyway, I stopped and I didn't make videos again then I went to college. And I didn't make videos then, but I was still doing video editing because I did media in college. I'm going to move the mic a little bit. I'm going to hold it. I did media in college, so I was still doing editing. And I love video editing. I was keeping up my hobby. And I'll do little videos here and there, but not to YouTube. And then when I finished college, I decided to, I had a bit of time to like do sorry, when I ramble, I go, I can't help it. It's like a thing. I just don't even realize I do. On the last ever day of college, I started to make a vlog. Like I was doing a little vlog video, like because we were doing media at college, we could rent out these really expensive cameras, and it was the last day, and I was like, let's just rent out a camera and just film stuff. Like it would just be funny. And we'd finished our final not exam, but like coursework stuff. Like me and my friends, we finished it like way early. We handed it in and we had the rest of the day. So we just started going around with this camera, just like talking and like messing around and just filming the day. And I was like, I'm going to edit this together and put it on. I was going to put it on my private Instagram account where, you know, like you have like what was it they say, Finsta, where you just have an Instagram where you just post memes and you post photos of like funny stuff and it's just you and your friends and it's a private account. I was just going to post a little vlog on there. And I thought, you know what? This is edited well. This has got music, it's got effects, this is cool. I'm going to put it on YouTube. So I made a channel for vlogs and I put it on there. And then after that, me and my friends, we just started making vlogs all the time. And I would post them on there. And that channel's still up. If you want to go and watch some vlogs, shall I promote it? Actually, I'm going to let me know, yeah, in the next live stream, like next week, yeah, next episode of the podcast, we'll do a poll and we'll say, shall I let you guys know what that vlog channel is? Because, yeah, maybe we'll give it a bit of time. We'll let it brew. You can think about it and decide whether you want to watch it. Anyway, I did vlogs on a different channel, and was really trying to get those to be popular, and they weren't, and it was and then I kind of not gave up with that, because I still did it for fun, for like fun memories. When I'm an old man, I can look back at these vlogs when I was a young guy and stuff like that. And my friends can watch it too, and it was making memories and stuff. So I was still editing, making videos then. And then in 2020, I made another channel, and that was all about like lifestyle videos. Mate, I don't know why I was doing it. I wasn't doing it because I loved it. I was doing it because I thought it would get people to subscribe and I could, do well. And I enjoyed it for a while, but then it got to the point where I didn't really care what I was talking about anymore, and I kind of said everything I wanted to say, and then it wasn't fun to make anymore. And when you lose the passion in making videos, you just gotta stop, because it's not worth it anymore. And then I always had a plan that I wanted to make videos on gaming again, and because I had these plans for like these big videos, like the scripted ones I've been doing, like the AC Bloodlines video and the Oblivion video. I had these plans, and I thought, I'll make a channel to do it. And if it does well, it does well. If it does bad, it does bad. And then I ended up thinking about doing that. I just saw in the chat, bro, struggling the struggle. Yes, I'm struggling the struggle. Nah. Anyway, and then I started planning to make these big scripted gaming videos of videos that I've always wanted to make. And then Mirage was announced, and I thought, you know what? I actually have a few thoughts on Assassin's Creed Mirage. I have a few thoughts. Shall I just make a video about it? And I thought, I don't even care at this point if nobody watches it. I just want to get my thoughts out there. So I sat down and I made a video called "The Problem with Assassin's Creed Mirage," and it got like 100 views in like 3-4 days. And I thought, oh, well, that's okay. That's a humble amount of views. I wasn't doing it for the views. I was doing it because I wanted to say what I had to say. Got a couple comments, couple likes. Okay, that's fine. I said, you know what? That was fun. I'll make another one. And then I made that video. Will Assassin's Creed Mirage have Unity's parkour? I made that video expecting it to, again, get maybe 100 views if I was lucky. And I think maybe after like a day or two, it got like 1,000 views. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay. 1,000 views. And I was like, cool. And then a day later, another 1,000. And then after a week, it was like 10,000 views. I was like, oh my God. And then because that started getting in the algorithm and doing well, the video before it, The Problem with Assassin's Creed Mirage, started also doing well. And then that jumped in the algorithm. And then that started getting a few thousand views. And then eventually, I just thought, you know what, I got to jump on this opportunity. I have a lot more to say, so I'm going to do it. Excuse me. So I started making more. Will Assassin's Creed Mirage have this? Will it have that? And that's probably how you guys found me. And obviously I got to like 1,000 subscribers, and I got a few thousand views on each video. If I'm lucky, I sometimes get 10,000. My most popular video is still that Unity parkour video, which got 30,000. To me, that's a lot. Maybe not to a lot of people, but to me, that is a lot. And then, yeah, in the end, I thought, you know what, this is really enjoyable. Like, I really enjoy making gaming videos on Assassin's Creed Mirage, but also just videos on games that I love. It was just fun. And I thought, I'm going to keep doing this. This is where the passion's at. Because deep down, I've always been a massive, massive fucking nerd. Deep down, just deep down. Like, a lot of people meet me, and they don't realise that I'm into games in the way I am. And maybe in the way I am, maybe I don't really tell a lot of people that I meet briefly. Like if I'm on a night out with friends and I speak to people, I'm not gonna tell a girl I like that I'm into Assassin's Creed. And did you know about in Assassin's Creed The Truth, what it really meant was blah 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 blah. Or like, imagine I'm on a date, yeah. Do you know how the hidden blade works? Did you know who the ones who came before? Oh shit, sorry, I'm on a date with a girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't. So I don't tell a lot of people that I'm into the stuff I'm into. But if you know me well, you know that I'm into very nerdy things. Like, I love The Witcher. I love Star Wars. I love Assassin's Creed. I love Lord of the Rings. I love stuff like that. I love everything like real nerdy, but I also like stuff that I suppose isn't nerdy and stuff. I'm a very I feel like I have a very broad range of the things I like. Yeah. So the real passion lies with the XR channel. Now, I never explained why the channel is called the XR. I am not an XR. I suppose... no, maybe I am. Maybe I am an XR. I don't know. I don't really know what it... I know what it means. And if you can figure it out, then fair play to you. A clue is that I said I like something. I said I like Lord of the Rings. I like this. I like that. I like Star Wars. I like Assassin's Creed. I like this. One of those things I really like, and the Exile comes from one of those things, and that's all I'm going to say. If you can figure it out, then fair play, mate. Fair play. Now, we will be wrapping it up in a few minutes because I need to go soon. But what I will say, well, I didn't even really talk about Mirage, did I? We'll talk about Mirage again now. You tuned in, but you can't stay for long. You're in class. You're in class, mate. You need to get back to work right now. Nah, I'm joking, mate. I didn't do any work in school and I failed school. So there you go, man. There you go. You don't need school. You need school to teach you social skills. To teach you social skills in life, you know, to how to socialize with people, how to do everything like that. What I didn't listen to was math. I didn't listen to any lessons. I didn't really take any vaccine. I failed all my exams. But I really learned how to socialize from school. I learned how to make friends. I learned empathy. You know, you learn all that stuff by being in these social situations which school provides. And I think, of course, try hard in school and everything. I'm not going to say don't do that. But I think it's not the end of the world if you don't do well. Obviously, you might have a job which you're going to, which you need certain exams. So yeah, then school is important. But for me, because obviously I went on to doing what I do for a job. I mean, I work somewhere I work, but I also work for myself. I do freelance video editing for different companies, like online videos for different companies, and I didn't need any I didn't need any grades or degrees for that because I went to do it myself. You know, I can show I can do the skill by just being good at editing. Anyway, we're not going to talk about school anymore. But yeah, I was only joking when I said do your work while you're watching. I'm very happy that you are here to watch us today. I appreciate you, you know. Have a good day in school, my friend. Anyway, Assassin's Creed Mirage, we're going to round it off. The game is going to be maybe good, or it's going to be really bad. I don't know. None of us knows. I hope it. I want it to be good. You know, I feel like there's a chance we could play it and we can be blown away like by really good writing because it's a short and concise game. Maybe that means the writing can shine if they get good writers on board. But then maybe the gameplay will be awful, or maybe blah 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 blah. I don't know. But if it's a good story, the world is enjoyable, and Bassam's a good character in his earlier years, then that's all I really ask for. I just ask for a game that's fun to play, but mostly it's fun to play because of a good story, because of a good character, because of good writing, because of an interesting world with things to do. It doesn't have to be massive. Revelations was not massive, but I loved it. It was my favourite AC game of all time, and perhaps this could really be a real Assassin's Creed game once more. Now that notion excites me. It might not be though. You know, sometimes I accidentally get a bit too skeptical. I think, oh, it's going to be bad, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. But then I think to myself, yeah, okay, it's likely it might be bad based off of what Ubisoft's track record, what's going on with them right now, the way they treat their games and the way they treat their players, their fans. However, if Ubisoft, there's a chance the Ubisoft conglomerates, high-ups, did hand the IP to a Ubisoft developer which has a little team of people who really are passionate about the game. Now, sure, AC Mirage might have a ton of microtransactions and stuff, but maybe the story is still going to be really good. The writing is still going to be really strong. And because of the writing in Valhalla, parts of the writing in Valhalla were really good because we know, you know what, oh mate, remember his name, oh my god, I said his name in one of my last videos, the guy who wrote Valhalla, who also wrote Revelations, who also wrote, you guys will remind me in the chat, I know you will, I you know when you have a mental block and you know it, but you can't remember. Anyway, he he wrote Valhalla, and you know, there's parts of that game that the writing is outstanding, but it was just too big and it was too few and far between. So if the writing can be, I know it's not written by the same person, Mirage, but if the writing can be, you know, really good, and it's a smaller game, I think it really could be a good game. So I do have a feeling it's going to be good. I have a feeling it's going to be good. Now, whether I'm right or wrong, we'll find out. But I just, sometimes you just get a feeling. You just get a feeling. And I have that feeling, like, Mirage might actually be good. Now, don't take my word for that. I don't want to disappoint anyone when the game comes out. So, Derby. Yes, of course. Derby McDevitt. Yeah, thank you for reminding me, John. You are always here for me when I need you. Thank you, John D. Worm. Thank you. Of course. Yeah. See, I knew it really. I just couldn't remember. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Mirage, I think could be good, but we've got to be cautious when we are. We've got to be optimistic while we are being cautious. Cautiously optimistic, as everybody says. And everybody says it because it's true. It's good to be optimistic. It's good to be glass half full, not glass half empty, but you've still got to layer on top of that half full glass a layer of reality, a layer of evidence from the past, a layer of understanding of how it might not be good, blah, 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 blah. So, a layer, and I call that a layer of protection, you know, on top of your glass. You have your half full glass, you cover on it a little thingy, a little cover so the water doesn't spill, because that's a layer of protection so the disappointment can't get into your drink and mix with your half full glass. You don't want to be disappointed when it comes out, and that's why you have realistic expectations. However, you can still be positive and optimistic. Yeah. Anyway, guys. Dan Nerd, take care, bro. I've got to go. That's alright, man. I'm going in a minute myself. I've got to go in like 10 minutes. So I will also be going soon. Thank you for joining, Dan Nerd, and everybody. Thanks, everybody, for joining today. I don't know whether there's anybody in here that's made it all the way from the beginning. I know it says on my screen there's 6 concurrent viewers, but there's 76 views overall. So a lot of people have come and gone, which is fine. People will watch it. That's why I want to do it live. People can watch it while it's on, but then it comes out and people will be watching it, you know, for a few days to come into the week, and it will get more views and people will enjoy. Glad you could help. Thank you, John, my friend. You are a very big help. So are you all, because I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, anyway, I probably should go. If you guys have any more questions, put them in the chat before I go, and I will answer. I'll have a quick look in chat to answer anybody that I missed before I go. What are some features you really hope to see in or not see in Mirage? Okay, I'll answer that real quick before I go. I hope to see, first and foremost, as I said, good writing, or just a good story. When I play games, I play games in the hopes that I'm going to experience a really memorable, a really memorable story. That's what I'm there for. Of course, there's gameplay too. If gameplay's awful, I probably won't be able to get through it. But first and foremost, people say first and foremost gameplay, then story. But for me personally, it's story, because I love storytelling and I love learning about things and I love enjoying a story. So it's that, and then it's gameplay. So a really good story to start with, and then for me it is solid gameplay. You know, social stealth would be good, like kind of social stealth, like what it was in AC2 Brotherhood Revelations. If we can kind of go back to that with proper blending with the crowd, blending on benches, blending here and there. That would be interesting, because obviously Valhalla did it. I wouldn't even say Valhalla did social stealth badly. It just wasn't as, well, I suppose it was kind of bad. What I didn't like about social stealth in Valhalla was having to go up to something, hold down the button, and then sometimes you miss it, sometimes you walk. It was very rigid and like clunky to me personally. So it'd be good to have seamless social stealth again. On top of that, being able to sit in the hay for as long as you want. I know you could do that in Valhalla, but in Odyssey you couldn't. It really pissed me off. You'd run over the hay, and I'm like, what are you doing? Just sit in the hay right now. That's a minute detail. That's not the end of the world. Maybe, you know, when you go on the viewpoint and it kind of glitches and his foot is kind of half off of the viewpoint. No, I'm joking. But that is in every AC game, if you notice. And it's so funny. Anyway, the real details. I mean, I want throwing knives to be good. I want all the tools to be good. I just want it to be good. I don't have too much expectations except for a good game. You know, you can surprise me. I just want it to be fun. So yeah, there you go. I am going to go now, and I really enjoyed you guys stopping to spend a little bit of time with me today. Now, we will be doing this weekly on a Friday. Sounds good to me. Maybe it'll be a different day every now and then, but we'll see. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you are not subscribed currently, then feel free to press that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything Mirage, everything AC Mirage, and to see my bigger videos, that sort of thing, and to tune into the podcast again. But I'm assuming it's probably going to be mostly people that are already subscribed watching this. Alright guys, I love you guys. May further understanding guide us. I will see you soon. I will see you soon. Look, my finger, I'm pointing at you. I will see you soon, alright? Goodbye. Now, I should have said goodbye. I was pressing the end stream. I'm going to end it now. See you guys later. All right, peace. All right, see you in a bit.